So this is a Coachman Pastiche 564, just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake, and we'll take you through these in person here on site. In the front locker you've got your 2 gas bottle tie downs. Maximum of 2 6kg propane gas bottles is what you can carry at any one point on the Caravan. And on the bulkhead you have your gas regulator, and we do have the gas pipe available here on site should you need it for the gas, the gas regulator to the bottles itself. On the side of the Caravan you have your Truma heating flue. Don't ever cover this up, you leave it open as it is at all times. And down the bottom, below that you have your wind down leg to stabilise this side of the Caravan at the front. And you have the same on the opposite side of the front and 2 at the rear, which I'll point out where they are as we go around the van. You would never lift the Caravan with these legs as it could potentially damage the floor of the van. Side of the Caravan you then have your water pump connection. Blue trigger at the back, you pull back to release or push it into the side of the van to put the pump into the van, and then you have the pipe work that drops down inside the aqua itself, and there's actually a pump on the end of here that will draw the water up to the Caravan, and I'll show you how to fill that once we go inside. You then have your battery box and your mains power lead coming to the side of the van. 110 amp leisure battery is plenty powerful enough for the movers, and we'll demonstrate the motor movers while you're here on site. We'll also torque the wheel nuts before you leave site with the Caravan so you can see they've been tightened correctly. Next up, the fresh water that goes into the front of the Caravan has to come out somewhere, and that's what these 2 grey pipes are for down the side of the van. The larger diameter holes that you see is where the grey pipe work will fit into, and like I said, they'll drop down inside the waste master. Back of the Caravan on this side you have your toilet flush tank. This tank here takes 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. And you will need to keep an eye on the level of this as it starts running low. You could potentially burn the pump out if you run it dry, so you just check your water in there, or just make sure you've got water in there at all times essentially, and some of the pink fluid. In the bottom you have your toilet waste cassette. You can release it by pulling up the orange handle and pulling the cassette towards you. The neck here turns out so you can tip the waste away, and you've got a cap here which is also measured for your pink and your blue fluids. You also then got an orange pressure relief button on the back of the cassette, which you need to press in when you're tipping the waste away so the waste doesn't spit and splatter back at you. In that cassette you'll need to put 1 litre of water and a capful of the blue fluid prior to use. On the back of the Caravan on either side you've got your wind down legs again, and they are just there for stabilising the van. You've got 1 on each side, as a majority of, or as all Caravans do. Coming down the door side you've got your storage locker underneath the bed at the rear of the Caravan, or on the side of the Caravan, and you can access that from underneath the bed inside as well. You've then got your 2 fridge vents. The 2 fridge vents are very simply there to allow hot air at the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in, and behind one of those is also a gas flue for when you're running the fridge on gas. Coming down to the front of the Caravan, underneath here you have a vent so you can have hot air coming into your awning when you've got the Truma heating system on, or the blown air system on. You've then got a 3-pin socket for having power out to your awning also. Your barbecue gas point, which will need the correct fitment to go into. So you press that into place and turn the yellow gas valve to turn the gas supply on when the gas is connected. Down the bottom you have your wind down leg again for this side of the Caravan at the front. Going inside the Caravan now, I'm going to take you through the operation on the inside. First thing you're going to need to do is turn the master power switch on above the door. So you've got your master power just here. So you've got master power off and master power on. You've got your interior lights on and off. That will turn all the lights internally on and off at the same time. And then you've got your awning light for the outside of the Caravan. You do have some options on this control panel. So you've got the internal temperature, the battery voltage, and then you can set the time by press the enter button, and you can adjust the time as you go through. As you can see, just set that now for you so it's all done. If you do disconnect the battery at any point, then that will obviously reset itself to 0000. So once you've got the master control panel turned on, you'll come over to every tap on board the Caravan, open all the taps up on the hot side. As you can see, I've already filled the water system up. However, normally the water system would be empty because you drain it down after each use. But like I said, you'll open all the taps up on the hot side. You'll come out underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the Caravan, And underneath here you will find 2 yellow valves. Those 2 yellow valves are for the drain down on the Caravan. When they're parallel with the floor, as they are at the moment, you can fill the water system up on board the van, and if they're upright, pointing towards the bottom of the seat, all of the water on the onboard water system will drain back out onto the floor underneath the van. So like I said, always parallel with the floor prior to filling the system up. Once you've got the taps open, you've got them 2 yellow valves parallel with the floor, you can come over to the control panel above the door. And on here, you can turn the water pump on. And pump on means the water pump is on and running as it should. Once you've got water running out of every tap continuously on board the Caravan, you'll shut all of the taps back off. And that is the water system ready to be heated. So on the opposite side of the Caravan, just above the fridge, you'll actually find that you've got this black control panel. In here, you'll find options for heating and hot water. So we press the central button and it will take us into the options. The first option that we see here flashing is your room temperature. So you hit the button again in the center, and then you can spin the dial round to the temperature you desire it to be. Press the central button to set the temperature, and the flame symbol at the top here means the Caravan is essentially heating up. If I spin the dial to the right when the camper van icon is flashing, it will take me to the water options. So you've got water off or hot water off, 40 degrees of water temperature, 60 degrees of water temperature, or boost. And again, to select that, you very simply hit the button and the water system will start warming up to the desired temperature. If I spin the dial to the right again, it will take me to this bottle and electric symbol. Hit the button and it will give us the options of what we want to run the heating and hot water on. So you've got gas on its own, which will self-ignite. Mix 1, which is 1000 watts of electric and gas at the same time. Mix 2, 2000 watts of electric and gas at the same time. Electric 1, 1000 watts of electric on its own, which we're currently running it on, and electric 2, 2000 watts of power on its own. To select any of these, again, you hit the central button, and that will select the power supply that you've asked it to run on. If the gas supply, if it fails to ignite on gas, it'll actually let you know on the screen here. You'd have to go back in and reselect gas for it to reignite. The last icon on the end here is the blown air heating system. So you've got either eco or high for the fan speed, and you simply press the button to select the fan speed you wish it to run at. At the bottom of the screen down here, we have some advanced options. You can set programs for your heating and hot water. For this, we do advise you read the manual that comes with the Caravan. If I tried to explain it in the video, it'd probably take me 2 to 3 hours. You've got an option here to set the clock on the control panel. Then you've got the advanced options, again, which is mainly for the engineers. So that is your heating and hot water controls. We'll take you over to the fridge next. Very simple to use fridge system. Power button on the bottom right hand side there. Press the button and it will load up. So at the moment it's trying to ignite on gas, and there's no gas bottle connected at the moment, so it will actually fail. And when it fails to ignite, it will flash the flame symbol and also the blue light down the bottom here, and it will come up with a spanner and a 9 symbol, number 9 and a spanner symbol just here to let you know it has failed to ignite. The blue pilot light is essentially your normal pilot light you'd have on a boiler at home. As long as that is solid blue, then it means it has ignited and it's working as it should. To control the temperature of the fridge, you've got the button on the right hand side here, which you press, and as it comes up, the higher the bar goes, the colder the fridge is. 240 mains means you're running off the mains power supply on site, and then 12 volt mode is for when you're towing down the road. Essentially, if you're on 12 volt mode, it simply means that you're running from the 12 volt supply on the car when you are towing down the road, and the fridge will work as a cool box. As you can see at the moment, we're not connected to a car, so it's flashing at me to indicate that the fridge isn't working on the 12 volt supply, just due to the fact we haven't got a car connected. So that's your fridge. Hob, grill and oven all works very much like your household appliances. The 240 electric ring on the back will only work when you're connected to mains power. However, the rest of the oven does work off the gas. And you have your igniter at the front here. Last thing we're going to go through on this particular Caravan is the toilet system in the bathroom. Very simple to use, electric flush on top. A red indicator light to let you know when the toilet waste cassette is completely full, just here. The toilet seat turns for your convenience, as you can see. However, when you're removing the toilet cassette from underneath the van, you need to make sure the toilet seat is back in the central position as it is now, as if not, it will lock the toilet cassette in place. And below the toilet, you have your grey waste handle, which you can open up to allow the waste into the cassette underneath the Caravan. You also need to make sure that cassette handle is in the centre when you are trying to remove the cassette, as it will lock that into place. So that is the Coachman Pastiche 564. If you have any further questions on the Caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon when you collect your Caravan. Thank you for now. Bye bye.